Well, I'm standing in front of a Kia car. This is what's called a press car, the car that I get to test drive and then hand on to another journalist the following week. Well, during COVID-19, Kia Canada has decided to use these cars to help out Food Banks Canada. Well, I'm standing here at the Greater Vancouver Food Bank, part of Food Banks Canada. Michael Kopke, the Director of Marketing for Kia Canada, is back in his home office in Toronto. Now, Michael, why did Kia Canada decide to get involved with Food Banks Canada?
The reality is Canadians have been really good to Kia Canada. We've been in the country for over 20 years now, and last year we delivered our 1 millionth vehicle, so Canadians have been really good to the company, and Kia Canada really wanted to be good to Canadians in return. So as we go through this pandemic and all of us are struggling to make it through to varying degrees, Food Banks Canada really came to the fore as a place where we could make a donation and donate the use of our press fleet to really make an impact nationally. With over 3,000 locations across the country, many of those locations in the exact communities where our dealership network is, it was a bit of an obvious choice to really give back to Canadians. So by leveraging our press fleet, our amazing fleet of safe, award-winning vehicles, on top of the donation, now Food Banks Canada is enabled to get the food onto the tables, quite literally, to those people in need.
It's a super exciting day. Since Food Banks Canada reached out to me and said that they're sort of partnered with Kia and would we be interested in some vehicles, I said absolutely. It's so helpful for us, for some of our staff getting to and from work. Sort of a little bit of reluctance among some of the staff, and I completely concur with it about public transit. We want to make sure everybody on the team here stays as safe as possible. If somebody on the Greater Vancouver Food Bank team gets COVID-19, then we are in serious trouble. We'll have to go into quarantine for the staff. We have taken some steps to mitigate that by breaking the team into two, but it's still a huge concern. If anything keeps me awake at night, it's that, because the last thing we need is to go into quarantine for the food bank when there's so many people in need.
Now, Kia Canada also gave a sizable donation of $200,000 to Food Banks Canada for food banks across the entire country. Now, what you might not know is giving cash actually is the best way to help out a food bank.
And cash really is what all food banks want because of the buying power we have. So at the food bank in Vancouver, we can take $100 and turn it into $200, $500, $800 if we're buying potatoes. So our buying power is our strength, and when people give us cash, it's the most helpful.
We're seeing an increase of a lot of people that have never used the food bank before. Somewhere in the region of 40 to 60 people a day are new to the food bank. And in fact, I think it was last Thursday, we set a record with 76 people coming to the food bank for the first time.
It's fine to make a financial donation, but you need to actually get the food to the tables, to the people that really are in need. And by being able to loan out our vehicle roster from our press fleet, it really supports the mobility from that point of view.
I have to say that being here and seeing the need and the number of people coming through, the people that work at the food bank are really inspirational, very friendly and helpful, and take away the stigma of coming to a food bank. It's quite a humbling experience, and if you want to get involved, you can donate your time. It will make you feel better, and it certainly is an uplifting experience. And good for Kia Canada for taking the initiative, getting involved, and using these cars for something other than for people like me.